Hi, Starchy sisters. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. We are in the Starchy house. It's our Wednesday gathering, sister meetings, soul sister food sessions, all the good stuff. Wednesday is the meetup time for us all to get together, and I am so happy you are here. My energy was a little low today, so I have been doing some state changing movement to get myself going and kind of feeling, some days you just have those days, y'all. You know how it is. But I am so happy to be here with you guys, have my Starchy sisters here, and that is what matters. It's all about food today. Well, not all about. We're going to get into some other stuff, but making some pizza kale. We'll see what this is all about. I'm excited to get this done. And I thought, well, I can make it with my Starchy sisters here. So let's see who's in the Starchy house today. Let us see who is here. JJ's here. Welcome, sister. I hope you all are doing good. Just knowing how you all are doing makes my heart warm, you guys. Knowing that you're following this way of eating, staying consistent and committed on your path, like that is what my heart is all about. And so I love hearing how you're doing. Libby's here. Welcome, sister, from Sacramento. Another Wednesday, another Starchy week. Yes, I love it, sister. Pen's here. Welcome, sister. She's she said she's sneak watching at work. She's committed, you guys. Shawnee's here. Michelle's here from Seattle. Welcome. Seven-piece frogs here. Beth from Ohio. Welcome. Living the life, she says. Sherry's here. Welcome, sister. Tabitha. Hey, sister. Kristen Wilson. Anya. Lorraine. Lorraine's from Connecticut. Anya said she only has a few, but she wanted to say hi. Hi, sister. We're glad you're here, even to pop in for a minute. Natasha's here. Welcome, sister. And seven-piece frogs from Missouri. Awesome. We are here. We are ready to go, and we are ready to get into it. So welcome. I want to say welcome to the replay sisters here, replay sisters too. We know you all are there. Not everyone can make it live. We're so happy when you can. And we're sending you all that Starchy sister love energy on the replay, because we are all in this together, you guys, living our most healthy, vibrant, energetic life, eating these whole food. I have to tell you, I have the hardest time figuring out what to call our way of eating. That's why I just say our way of eating and living, because it's like whole food, plant-based, low fat. Even naming my videos, it's like, I know there's high carb, low fat, there's vegan, low fat vegan, whole food, plant-based, no oil, low fat. And then there's the salt, oil, sugar-free. Yeah, I don't even know how to name it. And when I do the videos, it's like by the time I would say all that plant-based, low fat, then it's like that's half the title right there. So if y'all have any suggestions, let me know. I just kind of figure, well, I guess, if we're following this lifestyle, people know what it means. If I just put WFPBLF, but then, a lot of Starchy sisters, or maybe not a lot, but more than I had thought, come to my channel that haven't followed this way of eating before, which I was really surprised at. I thought I'd be speaking to all the Starchy sisters who were already following the starch solution. So it's such a treat to bring people into this way of eating and living. So excited. The more we can spread this out, the better, right, you guys? So let's see. Let's see who else made it in. Yes, Shawnee said the best way of eating. And Beth said the best way for me, for sure, Shawnee. Yeah, I reflect on that all the time, you guys. Rebel's here on her hubby's tablet. Oh, no, I know. We can't have that when the iPhone dies, right, sister? Glad you made it in. So let's take a moment to center in together. Just arriving in this moment. And wherever you are, whether you're at work, driving, sitting peacefully, quietly, I just want to say thank you for taking the time. You know, we have limited resources, you guys. Actually, Penn would probably tell me we have abundance of resources. And time is one of those that seems to be limited. And I appreciate that you spend your time with me. So I appreciate you all so much. It really means the world to me that, yeah, you take this time and you spend it with me. So let's center in together. If it feels good for you, maybe one hand over heart, one hand over belly. And just take a deep breath in and out. Arriving in this moment, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully present in each moment, looking at all beings with eyes of compassion, especially myself. And then when you're ready, release the arms to the side, a big breath in, and then out through the mouth. 2 more, big breath in, out through the mouth. Last one. So nice. I love clearing energy, you guys. And then we will pick an angel card. My mouth is already getting dry. Let's see what the angel cards have to say for me and my starchy sisters. Whoops, one popped out. So I'll just pick that one. If one pops out, that's the one you're meant to get. Peace, peace. I love it. Peace. This is my guiding principle, you guys. This is it. This is what moved me in yoga. This is what moves me with eating it and living this way. This is what it's all about, because the more we have peace in ourselves, can bring tears to my eyes. The more we have peace in ourselves, the more there will be peace in the world, right? We cannot wait for it to come from leadership, the government, whatever, because we see it doesn't happen. It has to happen grassroots, one being at a time. And the more we get in touch with this peaceful presence within, the more we show up as peace. How does that fit in with our way of eating and living? The happier we are with ourselves, the happier and more peaceful we are inside, then the more that will show up that way in our lives. Have you ever been around an unhappy person or someone that is just not feeling good about themselves? They aren't spreading peace, you guys. It doesn't happen, right? We see it all over the world right now. All you have to do is flick on the news for a minute and you will see all the unhappy people in the world, in leadership, out everywhere. And it's just causing chaos and unhappiness everywhere. Imagine if they spent time eating whole food, plant-based, feeling good about themselves, creating peace inside their selves, then wouldn't that just be an amazing thing to show up that way? Peace, love, happiness, it all goes together. So all about the peace today. And by eating and living this way, I truly believe we are helping to have this peace within our body. It is a grounding, loving way to eat. And the more that we can eat this way and live this way, the more rooted in that peace within ourselves we are. I truly believe that, you guys. That is my mission. It's been my mission for years, That's what my mission was in yoga. Like, can we find the peace through doing yoga and be more peaceful in the world? Can we find peace through eating and living this way and be more peaceful in the world? I love it. I love it. All right, so I'll put our peace card back here. Make sure you have your water. I did have my water. I set it back here so we can get our drink on while we're all together. So what's been going on with you all this week? Is everyone doing good? How's the eating going? How is the food going. I've seen a few comments here and there just about, a little bit of struggles, or, that sometimes the week is just, it seems like it's been a rough week. Let's just say it that way. Not overly rough and not for everybody, but just little bumps in the road here and there. And, that's just par for the course. That's a natural part of living and life. And so we'll get a little into that today, just about what our commitment is and what our baseline is, right? Our foundation, so that we can still, right? Those rough times are going to come. And even for me, it's kind of been just emotionally an off week. Nothing weird has happened. Nothing is going on outside of myself, but just inside of myself. Weather's changing a little bit. So I don't know what it's about. I don't have to figure it out. I just have to notice when it comes and honor myself and take care of myself through it. All right. So let me see what my starchy sisters are saying, and then we'll get busy on the what are we making? Kale, the pizza kale. Libby says, I noticed random strangers smiling at me lately. I swear it's because I'm walking around a more happier person. It's really wild. That makes me so happy, sister. I love that. Yeah. Rebel said, Libby, you are radiating happiness. Joy made it. Hi, Joy. Welcome. Suzanne made it. Welcome, Suzanne. She says she hasn't been on the lives in a while, but she's been watching and starting to feel a little better. Happy to be here now. Welcome, sister. I'm glad you're here. Shawnee said she had visitors over the weekend. They did not distract her from her goals. She was their designated driver for their wine tasting adventures. She's also getting ready for a trip to Korea with her daughter. Wow, what an adventure, sister. That will be so fun. Starchy husband was stationed in Korea. Beth said, the food is going good. It's my first week and a half of retirement. Congratulations, sister. And I was nervous about that, but I've been doing good. I'm more at peace within, so all is well. Yes, that makes me so happy to hear you guys. I love the updates and just to know how you're doing, right? Just to get a feel like of how we're all eating and all that stuff. I love it. So, today we're going to be making a pizza kale, it's called. And this is actually from one of our starchy sisters in the Facebook group, Debbie. She is a whiz at, she does all these great pictures of prepping her food and making sheet pans full of foods. And she said this was one of her favorite kale recipes. And she attributes it, which I put in the title, I think, that this is Chef AJ's kale pizza recipe. And Chef AJ calls it her Mediterranean kale tastes just like pizza. Or tastes like pizza, something like that. But Debbie made changes to it, and I'm going to follow Debbie's recipe. So I'm going to call this Debbie's pizza kale because she added, there's a few different things. So that's what I'm going to make today. And I thought we would do it together. It seems like a quick recipe. So we'll get it going. I have my fancy instant pot, and all the things ready to go. So let me put this down a little bit. And like I said, I love this Instant Pot because it has these two handles. Like this was a go for me. When I saw one that had the two handles, it was like, oh, that's the one I want. Because I don't know how you all take your pots out without the handles. Okay, so we'll start out with the kale. This is a 12-ounce bag. I think Debbie's recipe calls actually for 20 ounces. So I might do 12 and a little bit more. Oh, a 16-ounce bag. So mine's 12. And I always just push it down And I have a 6-quart Instant Pot. So yeah. So I should be able to get about 16 ounces in there. And I would love to know, you all, what's your favorite kale recipe? Or even just greens recipe, right? Because some Starchy sisters, not everybody loves kale, you guys. Believe it or not. And actually, I have a confession. After making kale and collards, I like collards better. They're my preferred green like that. I don't know. They're just sturdier and they have a more mild taste to me. So I'll save this because I have a bag of collards in the fridge that I can make this with. And let's see. 1 can of artichokes. So I got just these artichoke hearts. Nothing fancy. So I've drained them already. And I'll just add these in. And Chef AJ's recipe, and I'll link it in the description box too. So you can link to that. But her recipe calls for chopping up the artichoke hearts, but I didn't do that. So that'll just be that. And I'm doing 3 tablespoons. Did I do 3 tablespoons? It's 1.5 ounces of dried tomato halves. So these are the ones I use. Sun-dried tomatoes, julienne cut. They smell so good, you guys. And I'll just sprinkle these in. So I put it in Google and it said it was, I think it was 3 tablespoons. So I just did 3 tablespoons. I mean, I even ate these tomatoes. I tasted them by themselves. And the minced garlic that I minced, these are 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic. Smells so good. All this stuff is just so good for us, you guys. All this healthy goodness. And it's fun to get in different flavors, like to get the sun-dried tomatoes. I haven't had those in years. So it's nice to get sun-dried tomatoes in there. And the artichokes too. It's fun to get. I love artichokes just by himself, but artichokes actually help lower bad cholesterol. So that's a definite good thing. And then pizza seasoning. I just ordered what I ordered, like the sun-dried tomatoes and the pizza seasoning. I got off Amazon, and I will put them both in the description box down below. And it's 2 rounded tablespoons of the pizza seasoning. No, did I say teaspoons? Tablespoons. If I didn't say tablespoons, I meant tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of the pizza seasoning. And this smells good too. It's Italian seasoning with garlic. It does have a little bit of salt in there. I tasted it. It didn't taste too salty, but those of you who are no salt, this would not be the one you would get. But if you don't mind a little bit of salt, it's a tasty blend. All right, and then 2 cups of water. So let me get my measuring cup out. I always try and have everything ready and prepared, you guys, and I always forget one thing. All right, here we go. And I'll just pour this right over it. I mean, I guess this is the great thing about the Instant Pot. You just don't really have to mix everything together until after it's all done. So I'll put this on top of here. Put the lid on. All right, then let's see. Okay, it says cook on high pressure for 4 minutes. So pressure cook, custom high, we'll do down to 4 minutes. And then it says with a natural release. So I'll just let it release naturally. So there we go. We'll have it heating up and doing its thing while we're all chit-chatting. All right, so let me put this stuff over a little bit. And these sun-dried tomatoes, they have like this little bit of zest too. I don't know if they're like, they must have maybe put some red peppers in it or something. I don't know. Anyway, they are really good, you guys. All right. Let's see what's going on. Shawnee said she loves collards too. She makes an effort to eat kale because she knows it's good for her. Yep. I used to make this kale salad that I'm sure you all have seen it, where you massage it with avocado and then put nutritional yeast on it. I don't eat avocado anymore, but when I did, I would eat it. Like, I ate it so much I got sick of it. You know, when you do that, because it was one of those things. It was like, okay, well, I know I can eat this kale salad. Beth said she's fallen in love with collards for her greens. Yes, me too, sister. 7-piece frog is at 60 days. Good job, sister. I love it. Libby says she loves her kale Caesar. It's raw kale massaged with a no oil dressing which softens it. Yep, that's what they say when you rub it together. Raw isn't for everyone, but it always makes me happy. Rebel loves collards and kale too. Nice. Okay, let's see what Joy says. Joy says she just weighed in yesterday for her second month. So she did the no weighing the first month, and then she said she wasn't going to weigh again for the second month, you guys, which is so exciting. And she lost 6.8 pounds. Woo! For September. That's awesome, sister. Makes a total of 17.2 pounds since she started the reset on August 1st. I love it. I have never had this much success. I feel so alive. Yes, Joy. This is so amazing. And this is what Penn and I talk about too. Like, literally, you guys, you eat the food, right? Like we said last week, buy the food, make the food, eat the food. Like, you don't even have to worry about the weight loss. That's why this isn't part of my notes to talk about, but it really is one of those things. Like, we don't even have to focus on the weight loss. That doesn't even need to be a focus. Like, we know it's there because we want to be healthy, right? And be a healthy weight in our body. And by focusing on the food, the weight will come off as a byproduct. It is just amazing. And what amazes me is that I can eat this food until I am full and satisfied. I came from that dieting background of deprivation, right? The smaller portion, the better. And I'm not a small eater. And so when I was on that points counting system, it's like, oh yeah, you can have anything you want as long as it's this little. It's like, okay, that is not going to work for me. I mean, it would work for a while, however long I could deprive myself. And then it's like, no, I can't do it anymore. Right. And then it would lead me into that binge and restrict cycle, binge and restrict. And this, once the palate is cleansed, for me, once the palate was cleansed and I love this food, it's just like, wow, it's amazing. We eat the food, we lose the weight. Like Joy said, 2 months in. And you know what? Not to hark on the age thing, but I think there are some starchy sisters maybe that are in their 40s, but for the most part, all of us are 50 and older, you guys. Like, to me, that is amazing. Like, it's an effortless weight loss. Once you get through the effort in the beginning, right, of getting used to your palate, getting used to this way of eating, then it's just like, wow, it keeps happening. The weight keeps coming off. So celebration, Joy. Love that, sister. Tabitha says raw kale salads are her favorite. JJ, the pizza seasoning is on Amazon. I'll put it in the link below, sister. All this love for Joy. Yeah. Congratulations to Joy. Joy said her husband is not whole food plant-based, which many of us live that way, right? And he brought in donuts and it didn't faze her at all. She couldn't care less. Yeah, it's like once we get detoxed from the sad food, right? It just, I don't know, it's not an appeal anymore. I even go to the grocery store sometimes. Oh my gosh, my thing, hold on, you guys. This thing turned, I didn't push start. Ratso. All right. Good thing it's only 4 minutes. Okay. 4 minutes. Got it. And then that's off. Push start. Now it's on. Okay. Now the pizza kale is officially working. Good thing I looked down, you guys. Anyway, I'll go to the grocery store and they'll have those big signs like about the bakery or whatever, like pictures of stuff. And it really, like, I have started to link that negatively, to me, those foods are just, they lead to my depressed, defeated, depleted state. And so having that link now in my brain, it's like I have no desire for that. Like I know where that leads and I do not want to go there. Like it's not worth it. I'd rather eat my white bean chili all day, every day. 7-Piece Frog says, are we going to have any new recipe printouts? I can't always remember the videos, but when I have them in my printed out recipes, I just go there and pick from there. Yes, I see, sister. So there will be recipes in my ebook, that's for sure. And I put the recipes sometimes in the description box down below. It's just a time thing. And Shawnee has been doing it for our Facebook group, which is helpful. Susan from Oklahoma is here, just now tuning in. Yay! Welcome, sister. She gave congratulations to Joy and all of us. 7-Piece Frog made the white bean chili. She loved it. She did add carrots. Her non-vegan husband ate it and loved it. I looked at him like, really? I'm not surprised. I love it. Okay. So let's get into it. October, you all, we're in October 1st. So our October focus, let me get a little drink. So we have the 4 sections for October: food, affirmation, book, and a restore, like our breath work or our relaxation, because we got to take care of ourselves, right? So first is food. I was really thinking about this, you guys, because I put it in my last video I made. I really have been wanting to make this spinach soup in the Maximum Weight Loss book. Okay, so here's my deal. Then I was looking in the Maximum Weight Loss book and I saw, oh, there's this barley soup that looked good. It takes me so long before I will try a new recipe. Are any of you all like that? Because some of y'all starchy sisters are like chefs and I am not that way. Like I can stick with my white bean chili and the piñata pinto beans and rice and potatoes and my veggies, and I am a happy camper. And so but then I do, once in a while like to taste other good food. Like when I went to Faye's house, she made me this beautiful plant-based shepherd's pie. And it was like, wow, I'd love to make this. But I get so nervous. Like I look, and I don't even know if nervous is the right word, but I look at the recipe and I'm just like, oh, I just don't know. okay, I'll just go make my white bean chili. Like it does that to me, you guys. So anyway, yeah, I'm curious if anyone else is like that. I don't know what it is. And as I say that, I'm thinking I have been burned so many times in the past with making plant-based recipes before I lost all my weight and changed my taste buds and stuff. And I would spend hours in the kitchen, right? Because when you try a new recipe, it's going to take you longer than if you already know it. So I would spend hours, taste it, and be like, oh my gosh. Or, oh yeah, this is okay. And eat one serving. And then I have a whole platter and it just gets wasted. So, all that to say, this is a challenge for me too for our October. So, October for the food, September was all about prepping. October food is going to be try at least one new recipe. And I originally was going to say, let's try at least one new recipe a week. And then I thought, well, that could be a lot for some of us. So we'll start our baseline of try one new recipe. And whenever you try the new recipe, I would say either put it in the comment section of the video, or if you're part of the Facebook group, post it in the Facebook group so we all know what new recipe you tried. And I'll post mine in the community of YouTube so that you all can, and I'll post a picture of it so you all can put what you tried. And for my first one, I am doing that spinach soup in the McDougall maximum weight loss one. I have got to get that soup made. It's called creamy spinach soup. It has potatoes, spinach. It just sounds like it tastes lovely. And so I'm not going to be scared, not going to be nervous. I'm just going to go in with it, make it, and hopefully it'll be as good as I want it to be. So that's for the food. Let's see. You all are having good chats in here. All right. 7-Piece Frog says she's been staying with the ones that I've shared. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't made the one new recipe, Susan says. Committed. Yes. Rebel says she wants to try the stewed green beans. You know what, Rebel? Debbie, who did this recipe, she also did the stewed green beans. I'm going to put that down too. I'm going to make 2. That's 2 I'm committing to. And once I commit on camera, then I have to do it, right? Yes. And of course, the oats. Libby says, I'm so curious about the spinach soup. You've been talking about it forever. I need to know. All right, Libby, you've challenged me, sister. If it's super good, I'll do an actual video on it so everybody can do it. Because, coming to the live, like the lives end up being a longer time that we're together. And a lot of people won't sit for that amount of time to watch or listen to the recording of it, but to make it into like a 5 or 10 minute video, people will. And when I find something that tastes good, right, we want to get that out because it's just like, when we find those recipes that are just like, oh, yummy, it's like, yeah, we have to share it with the Starchy sisters. All right. So first on October, for the food, we're doing at least one new recipe. So pick your new recipe, sisters, and get to making it. And if you are like a chefy Starchy sister, then make maybe just a little one that's a little more complicated that you normally wouldn't make for yourself. But if you're like me and you're not real chefy, any recipe will do. All right. Then the second thing, Michelle said she already knows what she's going to do. She wants to try the piñata pinto beans. Yes. Be sure if you all are here, I see we have 15 who pushed the thumbs up button already. Yay, sisters. So right under me is the thumbs up button. If you're on your phone, you'll just have to close the chat, but be sure to hit the thumbs up to get that YouTube going with getting this Starchy Sisters info out. All right, then our affirmation. Our affirmation last month was I believe in myself. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is smelling so good. Wow. I hope it tastes that good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the affirmation last month was I believe in myself, which is a beautiful one. And what I love about these affirmations is we can just continue to keep them, put them, post them, and really this becomes a state change. Like when we start saying these to ourselves, it becomes a change of state in our body. We start to believe this. So the one for this month is a little bit longer. It says, all the let me start again. I have all that I need within me now. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. One more time. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. Because you know what, you guys, I've talked about it before. There is a time when we have to look out, right? We have to read the starch solution. We have to get that foundation. But once that's done, once we have the information, like everything else we need, we've taken in the information. So we have that. And everything else we need, we have within us. We have the ability to commit. We have the courage to do this full out. We have all that we need within us to stay committed fully to choose ourselves and this lifestyle for good. So I have all that I need within me to stay fully committed to this lifestyle. You do, sisters. Like there's nothing. Bumps in the road can come, fine. But you have all that you need within you. You don't need anything outside of you except the food. Except the food. So that's our affirmation. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. 7-Piece Frog says she puts these on index cards and hang it up to remember. I love it. Welcome, Key. Welcome. All right. And then our book for this month. So, book last month was The 4 Agreements, which is one of my all-time favorite books. And our next book is a book that I read after I had already been eating and living this way for quite some time. And when I started reading it, I started talking about it in my videos because it was so profound. And it was so profound for many reasons, but one of them was everything that I had done and figured out on my journey by eating and living this way and following it day in and day out was in this book. And the book is Atomic Habits, you guys. And it is one of those, like some people may look at it and say, oh, habits. Yeah, I got it. No, like, yeah, let's read this together this month. I figured it out. If we read 9 pages a day, we will be finished in 30 days. Actually 8.8 pages a day, but I rounded it up to 9. So we might be finished a day before. But this gets into the weeds just about habits. And he has such a way of hooking real life examples in here that show us exactly what we do to create these habits in our life. And I have to tell you, sisters, everything that I do in this kitchen is a habit now. It is a habit. Besides loving the way that my white bean chili tastes, it is a habit to eat it. Besides loving the big bowl of veggies, it's just a habit now. I don't even think of anything else. It's like, I know what I get when I go to Costco. I know what I get when I go to Publix. I know what I get when I go to any other grocery store because it's what I habitually cook and make in my house. And so that's why the new recipe thing, right, takes us out of that habitual thinking. It's like, oh, I need to get out of my comfort zone and try something new. So this is how to create these habits in our lives so that they stick. And he talks about the weight loss struggle in here, and it just goes together with this weight loss journey. And like I said, it's everything I did before I even read this book. It was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. It was affirmation. Yeah. So this is a good one, you guys. Atomic Habits. Let's get into it. And I just want to say, I'm going to read a little bit of it, but I did want to make a mental note to say, I am going against the 4 agreements, right? That says don't make assumptions because I assume that you have all read the starch solution, that you all have a copy and you've all read the starch solution, and that is your foundation. If you haven't read the starch solution, because that's what I was thinking with my first pick, right? Like, oh, should I pick the starch solution? But I just assume that we've all read the starch solution. And if you haven't, then pick that up, get your foundation, get the starch solution under your belt, because that gives you a big reason of what we're doing and why we're doing it. All right. Are things beeping? Okay. So that means, okay. So it says cook on high pressure for 4 minutes with a natural pressure release. So I think the natural pressure release, that means it's done, right? When it beeps, let me all know. Let me know, you guys, when it's done beeping, should I open it now and check it? Because I don't want to keep it sitting in there, right? Will it get too soft, or should I leave it in there a little longer? Let me know in the comments, sisters. Should I take this out now or leave it in for a little longer? No, just turn it off until the pressure is released. Just turn if off until the pressure is released. Oh, okay. So the pressure may not be released yet, right? Is that the deal? If it says natural release, wait for the silver button to go down. I don't have a silver button. I have a red button. All right. We'll just assume it's not ready yet. If it says natural release, wait for the silver button to go down. Hi, Faye. Welcome, sister. Faye, you need to come over. Come help me, sister. Do I open this thing or not? Faye is Ellen's sister, and the one who I went to her house. Put the camera down. Okay. Let's see. Whoops. I don't want this thing to. So it's on that part where it's counting like the minutes. If it's just, it's keeping it warm now. So it's keeping it warm. Natural pressure release means you wait until button goes down by itself. If you do it manually, they call it quick release. When you can turn the lid without releasing the pressure. All right. So, yeah, I'm thinking we'll just let it stay in there for a few more minutes. When I did my kale and collards, I did it, I let it sit in there for 14 minutes. So it probably won't hurt it to cook for a little bit longer, but it smells really good, you guys. But I think the pressure is done releasing because there's no more steam coming out. Yeah, Faye said to turn it off. Okay. I'll let it go for 2 minutes and then I'll turn it off, sister. Shawnee said a watched pot, just saying. Helps the pressure. Oh, when you turn it off, it helps it. Okay. You may have to push cancel. All right, you guys. See, this is where my fear comes in with the cooking. Like, I'm afraid I'll do something wrong. Like, what is that about? Like, it's just not even, I just have to tell myself, Shauna, it's not that big of a deal, right? That's where that perfectionism comes in. The firstborn thing, always having to be just right, make sure it's perfect. It's like, okay, what's the big deal if I turn it off or I pressure release it early or whatever? It's fine. Okay, talk myself down. Back to the yes, Faye said you cannot make a mistake. Shawnee says she just unplugs it. Oh, Susan got her Instant Pot yesterday. Still studying the instruction booklet. I may be able to see what happens if I don't follow what it says. LOL. Susan, I'm glad you said that, sister, because when you put in the comments of the last video, you told me you were getting your Instant Pot. I wanted to tell you, Penn got her new Instant Pot too. It's been maybe a month now, but that first weekend, she was so excited to get it. And she just, it was like overwhelm of all the stuff she was doing with this Instant Pot. So just take care of yourself, sister, while you're figuring out the Instant Pot, and it'll, it takes a while. I've had this over a year and I'm still not totally great with it. So it just takes time. All right. Let's see. Yes. Michelle said, silly question. Do any of you Starchy sisters happen to get bloated from all the veggies? Maybe I should try smaller meals. I said that last week, sister. I had noticed I was getting bloated with all my veggies. Yeah. And I started just kind of eating a little less of the veggies and the starches because I can really fill myself up. I love this, Joy. It's not the end of the world if your recipe doesn't turn out well. You've got to be a little daring. Yes. It's true. It's true. It's just that psychological babble, right? In the back of my mind. This is another thing this weight loss journey has really had me look at is shine the light on myself, and just where I talk negatively to myself and where I require this type of being just right or towing the line or whatever. Like, it's okay to be fluid and flexible. And yeah, so I've really had to work on that, sister. All right. So I wanted to read you a little bit of this little tiny part from Atomic Habits. Joy, I wonder if you'll get one from the library since you gave yours to a friend at work. I hope it was helpful when you read it a few years ago. A slight change in your daily habits can guide your life to a very different destination. I mean, that alone, you guys, that was me. A slight change in your daily habits, although some would argue that was a big change, right? The eating can guide your life to a very different destination. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment. But over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. Success is the product of daily habits. So that's it. That's it. It's these daily habits. And he goes on to say, not once in a lifetime transformations. It wasn't overnight, right? This whole journey for me, transformation to me says it takes time. We have to stay the course, right? And I just love this, you guys. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. That's amazing. We all see that, right? Because we did the 30-day reset and didn't weigh for the 30 days. We were eating all these good foods. And then eventually we weighed, and there you go. Our weight is a lagging measure. It comes, right? But it's not right away. We don't start eating this way on day one and it's like, ooh, 30 pounds lost, right? It takes a little time, but it's a direct result of our habits and the habits we're building in the kitchen, eating and living this way. Such a powerful book, you guys. 9 pages a day. We can do it. We can do it. You'll be so glad you did. This is a good one. Yep. Susan said, not sure where this came from, but I heard recently that instead of setting goals, it can be more effective to create habits. Yes, absolutely. All right. So food, we're going to try one new recipe, at least one new recipe for October, one new recipe a week if you're really brave. And our affirmation, I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. Our book is Atomic Habits, 9 pages a day for 30 days. And then for our restoration, let me get a little Kleenex here. We're going to do the breath. Joy, are you ready? Our breath is called the breath of joy. The breath of joy, you guys. And where our breath last month was the lengthened exhale, that was a calming breath. The breath of joy is an uplifting breath. And so this is a breath I say, if I ever get, if Starchy husband irritates me or I get frustrated, then I just can go to the bathroom and do a quick breath of joy to uplift myself or make myself happy. But this can be a real state changer. So it can be done 2 ways. So the first way is you can do it with the hand motions. And the second way is you can just do it on your own. So it's 3 short inhales and it goes like, and then an exhale out of the mouth. Okay. So it's, so we'll do 5 together. Ready? 3, let your breath out and then go. Last one. Nice. And then just let your breath find its natural rhythm. And you may notice cooling through your nostrils or up through your forehead. You might even notice tingling in your body. You might even notice that you want to take a full big breath in, full big breath out. I love it. And so you can even do that while you're walking in the morning or while you're on your treadmill. It's the 3 short bursts in and the long breath out. And so I'll show you the one with the arm movements. So with the arm movements, you do the same 3 bursts and then and we add arms. So it's up, out, up, and then down like that. Okay. So we'll do 5 this way. Breathe the breath out and then go. Up, out, up, down. 2 more. Last one. Reach up, release down. Ah, feels so good, you guys. I have more energy already. It's uplifting. It's called the breath of joy for a reason because it uplifts you, makes you feel good, and makes you feel ready. And if you think you need a little upliftment in the afternoon, just stand up wherever you are and do 5 to 10 rounds of the breath of joy. And you won't need that coffee or that little caffeine pick me up or whatever it is you thought you needed before. All you need is the breath of joy, and it'll bring you uplifted back to this moment. And if someone gets sassy with you, just go in the bathroom and do the breath of joy, and it'll make you happy. And remember all us starchy sisters here. So that's our breath work for the month. Restore, right? That's our restoration for the month of October, our breath of joy. So it's staying focused, you all. It's finding these things that we can center on and really, right, to bring that peace, happiness, and joy in our life, because this food is happy, healthy food. And it's a holistic journey, right? We want our whole self to be happy, not just about the food, because there are, as we found out last week, right, when I shared about that email lady, there are people who seem to be eating this way and not be happy. How that can happen, I have no idea. But you know what? Us starchy sisters, we're going to make sure we're happy. We're going to make sure we're bringing the light, the love, the peace, the happiness, and the joy. And how do we do that? By showing up for ourselves in every part of our being. And that's what our focus is in the months when I give these. Focusing on the food, focusing on the affirmation putting those words of kindness on ourselves, focusing on the book, feeding our minds, right? Because when we just leave these minds for whatever to put in, that is not a great place to be. We want to determine what goes into our minds. So that's what we're doing with the book. We're feeding our minds. And then with our restore, our breath work, right? It just is in the physiology, in the physical body. It's taking care of ourselves there. And when the breath is the vehicle to the mind. So when we get the breath and the mind, right? The breath, when we have, think of that like the shallow breath, down, like we're not taking deep breaths. When we take a deep breath or we bring energy into our breath, like it enlivens us, it enlivens our mind. So these two go together. All right. So I'll post that on the YouTube community. I'll put it down in the description box. I'll put it in the Facebook community so we all know what our October focus is. All right, we better get into this pizza kale. Let's see what's going on here. Because surely it's got to be done by now. Let me get a fork out. I'll bring this over so you all can see. Let's open this together. It really smells so good, you guys. I have this in an awkward position. I wonder why it's not opening. Maybe it didn't fully release yet. Uh-oh. Okay. I guess it wasn't fully released. Maybe I turned it off too soon. Let's wait a minute and see what this thing. Michelle loves the breath of joy. I love it. Me too, sister. All right. Let's see. Ooh. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. I probably could have mixed everything together, kind of, maybe, because it's all kind of on the top, but I'll mix it together now. And this kale, yeah, it's real softened, you guys. Yum. I hope you all can see this. Oh my gosh, the garlic, the tomatoes, that pizza seasoning. That pizza seasoning's real zesty. Oh my goodness. Those artichoke hearts. Yum, yum, yum. Let me get a little dish because I want some of this. So my favorite thing lately, you guys, has been rice with veggies. And so I made the cucumber salad. I've been eating rice with that, and then just rice with like mushrooms and eggplant, or adding my zucchini in there too. It's been so good. So today I'm even having it twice because I'm just loving it so much. Like, yeah, I don't even need anything else, just rice and veggies. I don't know. I go through phases. So, oh my gosh, you guys. I really hope this tastes as good as it looks. I mean, as good as it smells. I mean, this smells so, so good. Yeah, I did say pizza kale, Faye. Yes, I'm just going to taste it with this super huge fork. I want a piece of the if I can get it, I want a piece of the, what are these tomatoes? Oh my gosh. Yum, yum, yum. Oh my gosh. The tomatoes taste so good. Let me taste it with the artichoke. Oh my gosh, with the artichoke, it's so good. And this pizza seasoning I got has a little zing, you guys. Oh yeah, this is good, you guys. So simple, so easy. You just throw it in an Instant Pot. These kale leaves are so soft too. Yeah, this I'll definitely be making again. I can't stop eating it. I better put it down. I can't stop. Okay, this Chef AJ / Debbie's Pizza Kale, it is one for the books. So if you like all the stuff in this recipe, you guys, the tomatoes, the artichoke hearts, and the pizza seasoning, even the pizza seasoning, when I got it, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It was like, okay, it's Italian seasoning. It's good. It'll be fine. And I'm not a big tomato lover. So this does not have a big tomato taste. This is super good. You all have got to try it. So if you don't have your new recipe to try this one. Yes, I'm going to have this for dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Lucky, lucky me, you guys. Okay, I want to answer this question because Susan asked, am I still losing weight? I am not still losing weight, sister. And I wanted to, we're going to do a video, but I'll just say it right here too. So I've been following like our 30-day reset way of eating ever since the 30-day reset, right? So I've gone down to maximum weight loss. I haven't brought in any, even my oatmeal cookies, anything like that. Lately, I've been adding in more fruit, not intentionally, just because fruit's been so good. And it's like, oh, I'm going to have some grapes after lunch. And I've been eating more sorbet because I've dug out my Ninja Creamy. But I'm in this state. I'm in this space now, you guys. I go between 129 and 130. My weight, it has stayed stable. Like it hasn't been going further down. I feel good where I'm at. I've been increasing my exercise. So I've walked for the past few days. And yeah, so I feel like my body's in a place where if anything happens, it'll just kind of recomposition itself with exercise. I don't know if I'll lose any more weight, but what's happening is I'm moving into this maintenance phase. And for me, this is uncharted territory. Like the losing the weight and staying on the maximum weight loss side, I've lost the weight and I'm staying consistent with this weight. And so now I have to decide for myself what I'm going to add in. Before I started eating this way, I did used to add like a tablespoon of flaxseed in my oatmeal. And I just went 100% with Dr. McDougall, right? I eliminated all nuts and seeds, all fats, even if they were healthy fats, all of that stuff. So I may bring in like a tablespoon of flaxseed and then just kind of see how I feel, what my weight does, all of that stuff. And I'll continue to bring in more fruit. I'm not going to bring in nuts, like cashews or those dressings that I had before. For me, they feel addictive right now. Maybe later, I don't know. We'll see. But my problem is that if I have a potato and I use a cashew dressing, like Ellen does these beautiful pictures of her food with this little drizzle of dressing. And it's like, I would just be like licking the dressing off and be like, that's not enough, sister. Give me more dressing. That's my problem. Like it's not, I'm a volume eater and I'll just want more of the fatty flavor. So anyway, that's the long way of saying I'm more in maintenance now and I'm navigating what that's going to look like for me because this is how I'm eating for the rest of my life, you guys. Whoo, gives me goosebumps and makes me tear up. Like this is solid in my living now, and I'm not gonna change it for anything. So, yeah. So to be continued on that, right? We'll see how I navigate the maintenance, and it's still very important to me that what I offer and what I put out is the low calorie dense recipes and foods, because I feel like that is just the cornerstone of the way that I eat and live. Yeah. And I remember Stacy Cross saying in one of the videos, she still lives mostly in the maximum weight loss room of the McDougall way of eating. And she'll, go out to, like if she goes out to eat or whatever, into the starch solution or more lenient way of eating. And then she'll go back to the maximum weight loss room. So I think that'll be how mine goes. So anyway, Kristen asked, "How tall are you?" I'm 5'4", sister. I feel like I'm 5'4" and a half, and I'm a mid-size build. Like yeah, like like even my shoulders are like wider. Like I'm not a tiny person, so I would say I'm definitely a mid build. Joy said, "So happy for you, Shauna." Me too, sister. I love it. I love it. So 7-Piece Frog asked, "Are you still eating no seeds, no nuts, or tofu?" So that's true, sister. I'm eating no seeds, no nuts. And currently, I haven't had tofu lately. And honestly, you guys, I think it's because I'm just in the habit now of not eating it. Even my stir fry veggies, like when I make them, I'll just use the chili sauce and I'll just put that on it rather than cook a whole batch of tofu. And so so I haven't eaten it, but I will eat it. That's part of my maintenance food, adding that in. And even during fat loss phase, I ate a little bit of tofu as a condiment. All right. Shawnee said, "We're the same size, just not the same weight yet. Stay tuned." Yes. I've seen a picture of you, sister. You look shorter than me. We'll have to meet in person and measure it out. I feel like I say I'm 5'4", but I feel like I'm a little taller than 5'4", but I go into the doctors and it still says like I'm like 5'4" and a fourth or 5'4" and a half. Shawnee said, "Thank you for showing her the future." All right, you guys. So we've done it. I have one more thing to say. I have a whole list of things to say, but that'll be continued till next time because we got into other stuff. I want to say that Penn, this is what Penn wanted to add in. She had a day yesterday. She came home from work and it was like the end of the day. She got home and it was like, oh, she didn't prep anything to eat and just didn't really have anything. And so she decided, she's like, oh, I have those canned beans. So I'll just make a white bean chili with the canned beans. And she made white bean chili with the canned beans. And she said that worked out perfectly. She made it. It was good. Not as good as, cooking it on the stove for hours or cooking it in the crock pot for hours. But she said it turned out good. And that's always an option. And it just reminded me, when this is our commitment, when we say, this is the way I'm eating and living, then we find those what to do within it. And that's what Penn did. This way of eating is a must for her. And so she said, what can I eat? What can I make that would be satisfying right now that I can eat that's just not veggies and, a potato or veggies and rice, something a little bit more satiating. And she's like me, she loves the beans. And so that's what she made. So I'd love to know, before you all go, just put in the comments, like, what is one recipe you found that is like that? Maybe the canned beans, something that is like a satiating meal that kind of can be put together in 20 minutes. And I'm trying to think if I really have. I didn't really think of one for me because she had that example, but just something that can be thrown together that's really delicious for you. And I think with my rice, I do rice and vegetables. And if I wanted to, I could add some canned beans in there. But I just like the rice and vegetables so good by themselves. Yeah, Joy said nothing wrong with canned beans. Yep. Yeah, 7-Piece Frog said rice, beans, and a veggie or raw carrots has been a meal for her. So yeah, it's just important to have these meals together. Susan says she loves salads and always add quinoa and canned beans. Yep. The more we have these things, right? The more that the other doesn't become an option, right? Like Penn, come home from work, the other's not an option. The frozen pizza in the freezer for the grandkids, that's not an option. What do I have in my house, in my cupboard, that is whole food, plant-based, low fat, that is an option for me that I can make? And that's what we start to ask ourselves. We start to make those other things not part of the plan, and what is part of the plan, and that's what we stick to eating and living. Air fried potatoes and a veg, JJ said, yum. Rice, beans, and salad, Joy. Michelle said scalloped potatoes, so yummy. Potatoes and cheese sauce layered in the oven for 20 minutes, side of veggies. Potatoes and cheese sauce. Oh, I have this. I asked Ellen earlier. She hasn't done it yet. Have you all frozen or freezed? Have you all freezed your cheese sauce before? I haven't done mine. I'm going to make a batch and freeze it to see if it works. Yep. Thank you, 7-piece frog. Bad is not an option. It's just not anymore, right? This is our must. This is how we're eating and living now. And so we just find ways to make it stick. Easy to zap potatoes and veggies, Faye said. Yeah. Rebel said, there are no options, just what we are meant to eat. Exactly. 7-piece frog said, this is our life. Because when that happens, everything changes, right? It becomes our must. That's our must. And then everything else, we make it fit in. I love it, you guys. And then while I'm on this, I'll do 4 more minutes where I'll say this. Once we make it a must, how do we make it a must? We decide, right? And I'll go back to our affirmation. I have all that I need within me to stay committed to this lifestyle. So we make that decision for ourselves and we say, that's it. I'm deciding this for myself. I am going to eat a whole food, plant-based, low-fat lifestyle. That's what I'm eating, whether I go to the grandkids, whether I go out to eat, whether I go to the beach, whatever it is, that's what I'm eating. And so now I have to figure out how to find the food that fits into the way that I'm eating. All right. So good, you guys. That is it for me. All that took was 1 minute. I love it. Yes, Michelle says she loves plentiful Kiki and high carb Hannah cheese sausage. She does the nut-free option. Exactly, sister. We just take the nuts out, right? Especially when we're keeping it low fat. We want that weight to release. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. All right, off to eat my pizza kale for dinner. I'll be sure to put in the description box down below, like the ingredients for these and the recipe, just whatever it's called, directions. And yeah, to be continued. Oh, which reminds me, the last thing I do want to say, my mom will be here because my daughter, we're going wedding dress trying on. My daughter is getting married next year. So my mom will be in town next week. So no live for the next 2 Wednesdays, you guys. No lives for the next 2 Wednesdays. She arrives on Wednesday and leaves on Wednesday. So I'm thinking the next live I'll do that Saturday, October 18th, but I will definitely keep you posted. All right, you guys, stay strong. I want to ask you, who's going to carry the boat and the logs? Who is? Who's going to carry the boat and the logs? I am. We are. We're carrying the boat and the logs. Who's going to carry the boat and the logs? Who is it? Who's going to carry the boat and the logs, you guys? Yes. We're carrying the boat and the logs. We're doing what it takes to root this way of eating and living in our lives for good, creating our healthy, happiest, most vibrant, most energetic life for good. for good. I love it. Yes, I see you all. I will. I love it. I love you guys. I love you all so much. Mwah. I believe in you. We are doing this one meal at a time, one day at a time. We are rooting this way of eating and living in our lives for good. All right, let's find that one recipe we're going to make, you guys. And then let's make it two. October is going to be a fun month. I can feel it already. I love you guys. Until the next time. Take good care.